Welcome to Moon Trees Live 3.
The Forest Service provided hundreds of tree seeds to NASA, who launched them into space as a part of the Artemis 1 mission.
In this set of 3 videos, we're exploring what happens next with our tree seed friends.
First up, growing moon tree seedlings. Where are they living now?
In case you missed our previous programs, check out Moon Trees Live 1 to learn about how these tree seeds were prepared for their journey through space. And check out Moon Trees Live 2 to learn about what happened to the seeds once they returned to Earth.
But today, let's pick up where we left off and talk about where our seedlings are growing.
When you think of a nursery, you probably think of a room set up to care for newborn babies. Well, plants have nurseries too, where folks grow them from seeds so that they can be planted somewhere else and have the best chance of survival.
Your local plant nurseries usually sell young plants that are grown from seeds. These are often vegetables, herbs, flowers, and even trees.
Well, the Forest Service has nurseries too. In fact, we have 6 of them.
We'll start out with the oldest, which is the Charles E. Bessie Nursery in Halsey, Nebraska. It was started in 1903. J.W. Toomey Nursery is in Watersmeet, Michigan. The Coeur d'Alene Nursery here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We have the Lucky Peak Nursery that is situated near the Lucky Peak Reservoir outside of Boise, Idaho. We have the Placerville Nursery in Placerville, California. And we have the J. Herbert Stone Nursery that is located in Medford, Oregon.
Phew, what a list. And all of these nurseries are helping to grow our moon trees by taking them from seeds and turning them into actual trees. The Forest Service nurseries are a little different, though, than private nurseries. We don't grow plants for your garden or backyard, but we do grow them for our nation's forests and grasslands. Our nurseries grow a huge variety of trees, shrubs, grasses, and forbs, which are flowering herbs like clovers, daylilies, milkweed, and sunflowers.
Our nurseries collect seeds and grow these plants into what we call seedlings. A seedling is a young plant that's just recently sprouted.
And our nurseries grow a lot of them.
My job is to produce anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 million seedlings annually for restoration on the National Forest System.
Whoa! That's a lot of seedlings. But you might wonder what Emily means by restoration. Well, sometimes our lands can get damaged.
This might be from natural hazards like landslides, floods, or wildfires. When these disasters happen, they often destroy large areas of plant growth.
We supply seedlings predominantly to reforest after a fire. That's the most common, but we also supply seedlings to partners and state agencies for habitat plantings, windbreaks, wildlife areas, stream bank stabilization.
That's where the Forest Service comes in. We help with restoration, and that means we try to bring the land back to the condition it was in before it was damaged.
So it's really handy that our nurseries have lots of seedlings we can use to plant anywhere in the country where our natural lands are injured, which can be a lot because we manage 193 million acres of forest and grasslands.
So those are some of the other reasons why we have Forest Service nurseries. Another reason is also to learn how to produce some of this plant material and then help, whether it be our state partners or even private, learn how to produce some of these seedlings, and then they can pick it up from there and take off with it.
So for everyone's sake, we need a lot of seedlings. And as we mentioned, seedlings come from seeds. So we also have a couple of seed extractories.
One is the Bend Seed Extractory located in Bend, Oregon, and the other one is the Ash Seed Extractory located in Mississippi.
Our main goal is to clean and only store high quality filled seed that has the best potential to germinate. So what we do is we run it through a whole series of different types of equipment that get debris out, only leave us with seed, and then we sort by size and weight to only get filled seed because we don't want to spend money, time, resources on storing anything that's not of high quality.
And that quality is really the key. With our seed extractories and our nurseries, we're trying to create the best conditions for our plants to germinate, which means sprout and grow. That's especially true in the case of moon trees because we have a limited number of them. We want to make sure we give them the best chance of them surviving.
A typical tree seedling that our facility produces, we're looking for 90% survival in the first year and then 70% survival at 3 years.
That's a great start. Usually trees in the wild wouldn't have odds like that.
Out in nature, there's so many variables, so that can be a mixed bag at that point on survival and germination out there.
Seedlings are the most sensitive right when they germinate. They're very, very vulnerable to frost. They're vulnerable to drought. They're vulnerable to predation from rodents and insects and animals. And so if in the nursery, we're able to get them up past that stage where they're very, very vulnerable, which is why we see such high survival rates.
And it's not just about surviving, but thriving. Our nurseries give our seeds a lot of TLC because they usually get them in a state of dormancy. When a seed is dormant, that means it's basically asleep, in sort of a hibernation. That dormancy helps the seed survive longer without actually having been planted.
But it also means that when it's time to plant them, they have to wake up so they can grow. We do this by giving them a water treatment, which is sort of like a bath, and a cold treatment, which is sort of like putting them in a refrigerator. That's basically their alarm clock that helps them wake up.
It's sort of like when your mom comes in the room and pours that big bucket of water on you to wake you up so you're in time for school. Oh, was that just me? Hi, Mom.
Sure was. For seeds, though, a cold treatment is usually enough to wake them up.
We keep our temperature right at about 10 to 15 degrees Fahrenheit, and that just allows us to store that seed longer. If we stored it at room temperature, their shelf life would not be as long.
After the seeds sprout, they continue to get special attention with lots of water.
They also need to grow in soil that is full of nutrients. Our moon trees are currently in a mix of soil that's about half peat moss and half vermiculite. Basically, that means that there's organic matter and minerals in the soil that helps feed the trees.
Different species of plants like to be kept at different temperatures. Many of our nurseries are equipped with greenhouses that maintain consistent temperatures throughout the year.
Most of our moon trees that are in greenhouses get to have a daytime temperature of about 70 degrees and a nighttime temperature of about 68 degrees.
Plants also love sunlight because that's how they photosynthesize. Photosynthesis is the way that plants use the sunlight to make food out of carbon dioxide and water.
Right now, our moon trees are sunbathing for about 18 hours a day, but we won't be giving them these delicate treatments for much longer.
True. In our Moon Trees Live 2 program, we talked about taking our tree seedlings through a kind of boot camp. This is a process called hardening off.
Hardening off basically gets the tree seedlings toughened up and ready for life outside of the nursery. They get moved out of greenhouses and into the open air.
They're going to have just a little bit of shade, but they're going to get a lot more sun and a lot more wind. This is also going to help with chill hours. Once we start cooling down here in late September, October, they're going to start getting chill hours on them, which will allow them to start going dormant and prep for winter is what it boils down to.
So we're conditioning for both drought and cold. So then they are in a very physiologically stable state, so they can be transported and planted out on their various planting sites.
And all of this attention is also what our moon tree seedlings are getting. Isn't that cool? We're growing trees that have been to space.
This is a really, really amazing, cool project. All of the federal nursery operations are really having a good time with it and hope to continue to do this, that's for sure.
The important thing about participating in Moon Trees is that we're going to engage students and adults in this science endeavor.
I think a lot of people just don't know that this is a job, that you can grow trees for restoration on national forest land. I found it to be very, very rewarding. I've been doing this for about 10 years and I've grown probably close to 40 million trees in the 10 years I've been doing it. So it's a very rewarding job.
And you know what else is rewarding? That more Moon Trees Live 3 episodes are on their way.
In 1 week, we'll find out how moon tree seedlings are measured.
In 2 weeks, we'll explore whether or not space travel had any effects on the tree seedlings.
In 3 weeks, join us for a live question and answer program where our experts will answer your questions live.
Moon Trees Live 3, the journey continues. So be sure to join our all-star cast for more out-of-this-world adventures by checking out all of our videos.
Thanks for watching.
You have a range clear launch.
3, 2, 1.